In the previous chapter, Goku had arrived to the world of Boku no Hero Academia. After Goku cured All Might, the misunderstandings were cleared up. Midoriya and All Might trusted him. Now, Midoriya is preparing for his entrance exam to the UA. Meanwhile, Goku would start a new training in that place. Now, he was about to enter the UA. When Goku and All Might arrived at the entrance of the institute, All Might asked Goku to stay since his data had not yet been entered and he could activate the security alarm. "Wait right here. I'll go speak to the principal to get you accepted into the institute," All Might would say as he looked at Goku. "Alright, but don't take too long," Goku would say while staring at him. "Okay, I won't be long," All Might would say and then head towards the principal of the institute. "Hello, All Might. What are you doing here?" the director would say while he was looking at him. "I came to talk to you about a very important matter. I want you to allow a student to enter. His name is Goku. Let me tell you that he is a good candidate for a hero. He was able to heal my wound, and now I don't have that time limit." The director was surprised by what All Might told him. "I didn't know someone was capable of doing that. I see. Then I guess he's someone with a lot of potential. However, I would like to see him in action. It won't be long before the practical exam starts, so I'll let him participate in the entrance exam." All Might was staring at the director with a smile at what he was saying. "Thank you very much. Also, I would like to know if you could give him a place to stay, some apartment within the UA, since he has nowhere to stay at the moment." "Okay, but it depends on how he does on the exam." "Fine, I'll make sure he prepares for the exam." All Might would leave the place and then return to the entrance with Goku. Goku was smiling as he saw All Might approaching, as he had been waiting for a while for his arrival. "How did it go?" "Let me tell you that I managed to convince the director to accept you, but you will have to take a practical exam to show him what you are capable of. Surely you will impress him. So you'll have to wait a little bit. In a while, they will explain everything you have to know about the entrance exam." "I understand. It sounds simple, so I'll wait until the exam starts," Goku would say with a smile on his face. All Might would leave as he had to be with the other teachers so he could see the students at the exam. It would be a while and the students were starting to arrive, so Goku guessed he was by the exam. Midoriya was at the entrance since he had finally arrived at the UA. Goku wanted to go greet him, but before he could do it, he noticed that Midoriya stumbled, but a brown-haired girl prevented him from ending up against the ground. Goku only laughed a little at Midoriya's reaction to the girl. After that, they would enter the institute, where they would explain the exam. Goku would sit next to Midoriya, and he noticed that next to him, there was someone who seemed to be annoyed with Midoriya's presence. Goku decided to keep quiet in order to listen to what the exam was about. The way that person explained the exam seemed kind of funny to Goku, but he tried to take it seriously to understand it. When Goku checked which battlefield he should be in, he noticed that he would be in C, so he would be away from Midoriya and the guy who was next to him. While Bakugo noticed that he would not be with Deku, he was telling him that now he will not be able to crush him. Goku was looking at that guy and was thinking, "Looks like he doesn't get along very well with Midoriya." Goku did not understand why he hated him, because even though he did not know him very well, he knew that he was someone with a good heart. Once the explanation of the practical exam was over, they all headed to their assigned battlefields. Goku would be at the entrance waiting for that door to open to begin. "Good! According to what they said about the exam, I should accumulate points to be able to enter. This will be easy." When the exam started, Goku was already far ahead. The others hardly noticed this, since Goku had a higher speed than the rest. Goku did not stop destroying robots at high speed. It seemed that he would destroy them all. But Goku knew that the others also had to destroy them to enter, so he left some for the rest, although he helped those who had problems with the robots. Meanwhile, Midoriya was looking for some robot, since he had not been able to get any points. At this rate, I won't be able to get any points. All the training with All Might will go to waste," Midoriya thought as he was desperate to gain some points. The teachers were watching the students and how they were promising to enter the AU. But most of all, they were surprised by what Goku could do. The director was surprised by the score he achieved, as well as the speed at which he destroyed the robots. "You have done well, but it's time for the real test to begin." One of the teachers pressed a button that would make a giant robot appear. One appeared in Midoriya's battlefield, and another one in Goku's. Everyone escaped when they saw it, because they knew it was dangerous. Midoriya was about to do the same, but when he noticed that the brown-haired girl was trapped in the rubble, while looking at her, he remembered the words of All Might, and without hesitation, decided to rush towards her. Goku would notice that several people were in trouble because of that robot that was in his battle zone, so he decided to move them away from that robot. He would use his teleportation to move each one of them away from the place. Once everyone was safe, Goku launched himself towards the robot just as Midoriya did. Goku threw a blow to the robot, and just with the pressure of his fist, he destroyed it completely. Midoriya had destroyed that robot with a powerful smash. Everyone was surprised by what had happened, especially Goku. Midoriya was falling to the ground after destroying the robot. He was desperate because he could not get any points, and if he ruined his left arm, he could not win any. When he was about to crash to the ground, that girl hit him, preventing him from hitting the ground. However, he reached his limit because his ability made her dizzy and she ended up vomiting. The exam would end and the teachers were impressed by Goku's results. He had achieved the highest score by destroying villains and rescue points. In total, 250 points. That guy's very interesting. He'll be someone very important for our institute. We will admit him and let him stay in an apartment inside the UA, said the director while looking at All Might. I'll make sure he gets informed about this, All Might would say as he smiled. It would be a while, and All Might would go with Goku on the entrance of the battle center. How's it going? Goku asks All Might as he watched him approach. All good! You've been accepted to the Institute, and you'll be able to stay in an apartment within the UA. Good, then let's go. I'd really like to rest, Goku said while smiling. Okay, follow me, All Might said as he started to go to the UA. Once they arrived, All Might left Goku in his apartment. Since he had to be present in other places and tell Midoriya that he had entered, Goku would enter his apartment and notice that it was very spacious. I just have to wait for classes to start and begin my training, Goku said as he lay down to sleep, as he wanted to get some rest. It would be a few days before the results of the exam would be revealed. Midoriya would be thinking a lot about that, since he had not managed to get any points in the practical exam and had barely passed the written. When the results came, he locked himself in his room, and opening that letter that had come to him. When he tore that letter, a projection appeared where All Might was. Now I'm here as a projection, All Might said while looking at Midoriya. Midoriya was surprised by what was happening. What's going on? Midoriya asked, confused by what was going on. I'm sorry, young Midoriya, but I had to attend to a lot of paperwork and that's why I couldn't communicate with you. I'm sorry. Actually, I came to this city to work with the UA. I'll get to the point. As you know, you passed the exam with 0 points, which means you didn't pass. I knew it, Deku said with tears in his eyes and then looked up. I consider myself an animator, so watch this video, All Might said while showing a video to Midoriya, showing the girl he had saved in the practical exam. She came to negotiate with us after the exam. Midoriya was surprised by what that girl said in the video. He didn't think she would do something like that. How could the Hero Institute reject someone who sacrifices himself for others? That's why the real test was the rescue points, young Midoriya. 70 points! All Might said while looking at him smiling. Midoriya was shocked by what had happened, while tears fell from his eyes. Come on, young Midoriya, this is your heroic academy! Yes, sir! Midoriya said while he was crying a little because of what he was told. When the classes finally started, Midoriya was excited to go, so he left home with everything ready to enter the Hero Institute. Goku was also getting up to then dress in his combat suit. He had been given a uniform to enter, but he didn't like to wear it. It's the day. I'll start my training, Goku would say calmly. However, he had gotten up a little late, so he hurried to get there. While this was happening, Midoriya had already arrived at the classroom. I hope he's not in the same class with those scary people, Midoriya said as he opened the classroom door and noticed that those people were in his class having a conversation. Don't put your feet on the desk! Huh? Don't you think it's rude to do that with the senior students of the UA and the people who made the desk? Of course not. What high school do you come from with that temper? I went to Somei Private High School, and my name is Ida Tenya. Somei, you're a fucking elite! I'll enjoy crushing you! Crush me? Are you cruel? Do you really want to be a hero? You put me with both of them? Midoriya said nervously as he looked at them. Tenya would notice that Midoriya had arrived. Bakugo would also notice, and the whole class would look at him. Deku was getting nervous about how they were looking at him. Tenya approached Midoriya to introduce himself, but Midoriya would tell him that he had already heard what he said. "It's a pleasure, Tenya," Midoriya said while looking at him nervously. "Midoriya, you realized there was more to it than a practice test, didn't you? I hate to admit it, but you're better than me." I'm sorry, but I didn't know anything," Midoriya thought while looking at him. While they were talking, that brown-haired girl had arrived too. "You're the curly-haired boy! I was looking for you!"